What's up, y'all? Welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of Anchor News Now. I'm Chloe Beckler.
And I'm Amanda Duffy.
Last Wednesday, the girls' golf team played in the SWC tournament, which they won and were crowned SWC champions. Senior Sarah Quayle was a medalist at the tournament and shot a score of 76. In total, though, the team shot an impressive 342. Avon Lake golf coach Christine Frisch said that this season is sort of a redemption tour after not winning the conference the last 2 years. Through the entire season, the Shoregals had an astounding 11-1 record, which placed them in first place in the conference. Good luck to the Shoregals golfers as they begin their postseason play.
College Update Night will take place on October 5th for all juniors, seniors, and parents at 6 p.m. in the PAC. A panel of college admission officers will lead a discussion on the college admissions and college app processes. Some colleges that will be there include Ohio State University, Miami University, Ohio Wesleyan University, and John Carroll University. See you there.
The 2022 to 2023 yearbooks have arrived and are available for pickup during lunch periods from October 3rd to October 11th. To order your 2023 to 2024 yearbooks, scan the QR code or go to jostens.com/ybk. Also, all seniors should send their baby photos to Mrs. Rudkin for this year's yearbook. Email any questions to tori.rudkin@alcsoh.org. Hold on to those memories and be sure to grab a yearbook.
Did you ever run a marathon?
If I drank 3 cups of coffee, maybe.
Well, to make matters even worse, did you know that they sometimes run marathons in the desert, on Mount Everest, and even in the North Pole?
So you're telling me Santa Claus be running marathons?
Maybe. Well, speaking of running, we now turn to a story about a group that is probably the least likely to complain about running a marathon, our boys and girls cross country team. Enjoy.
Cross country is one of the toughest individual sports. Athletes run up to 30 to 40 miles per week and race 3 miles every Saturday. Avon Lake's boys and girls team, led by Coach Juergens, have been one of the most successful teams in the area over the years.
This season has been pretty successful because each and every meet we see new PRs and improvements among everybody on the team.
As a team, the cross-country team has suffered several injuries that have impacted their overall performance.
Challenges, a lot of the guys in the team are injured right now and suffering some overuse injuries, but it comes with the sport, I guess.
The team is still hopeful as many runners like Kevin Kodak have performed season best recently.
Recently, I just broke 17 minutes in my 5K, which was originally my season goal, and everyone else is PRing as well, so that's a pretty good positive.
Kylie Bennington, who is also a top runner on the team, recently just ran a best time of 19:25 and took 7th place at Dave's Cross Country Invitational in Toledo. As runners return from injuries, the hope is that the team will still be competitive in the SWC conference.
I think SWCs will be good for our team. I think we're going to come out really strong because we keep improving every single meet.
The Shoremen football team brought home another win this past Friday, beating the Elyria Pioneers 38-30. The Pioneers started off fast with a lead of 9-0, but the Shoremen were able to get it back, scoring twice in 50 seconds. Junior running back Anthony Benedict stepped up and scored twice on runs of 39 and 54 yards for the Shoremen. Despite a spirited comeback by Elyria, Jake Bova's 2-yard touchdown late in the fourth quarter carried the Shoremen to victory. Congratulations, Shoremen, and good luck this week at the team travels to Olmsted Falls.
Remember when we used to think that teachers just lived at the school?
Wait. Hold your horses. You're telling me they don't?
Yeah, they don't. But it turns out that they do a lot more than just teach. So take a look at our newest segment, Beyond the Textbook, which takes a deeper look into the lives of our teachers and staff members, with episode 1 featuring our chorale director, Mr. Jarufe.
Hi everybody, my name is Mr. Jarufe and I am the choral director here at the high school. My first class today is the men's chorus. We start at 7:45 first period. We're learning the basics and foundations of singing with a great tone and just kind of like learning classroom etiquette and how we handle ourselves in the classroom setting.
And 1 and a 2 and a 3.
From there, I go to second period, which for me is a planned prep. I will meet with students, conference with the choral officers, and or prep for my AP Music Theory class. Usually that time goes by real quick. So third period comes around and I have the women's chorus, which is the same idea as the freshman men's chorus in that we're building foundation and we're kind of learning how to be and how to act in this environment. And I guess the really only major difference is that it's all freshmen sopranos and altos, not tenors and basses. 4-5 is kind of a split period for me. I also serve as a part-time director at Learwood Middle School. So I'm fortunate enough to be able to go over there and work with the 8th grade guys. And so about the last 5-ish minutes of 4-5, I finish a planned prep and I head to Learwood. And then I come back to the high school, and it's about probably 2/3 of the way through 8-9. I get back, I have that time to just make sure that I'm set for the afternoon, practice any parts that I need to practice, finish up any communications. I'll take meetings during that time as well. And then I start AP Music Theory, which is essentially the first 2 semesters of college prep music theory. So basically, when they finish AP Music Theory, they've taken College Theory 1 and 2. And then after that, I have honors da cantare. At Avon Lake High School, our sophomore through senior levels of choir are offered on the honors scale only. And that's due to the fact that they compete in a higher class and they sing more difficult music. That group is 90 sophomores, and it is a mixed group that has both sopranos, altos, tenors, and basses. And then lastly, I have the chorale, which is 12th period of the day. Oh, yeah. We have 153 students enrolled in that ensemble, which is a lot of students. So we split them, sopranos, altos, tenors, and basses, and then I'll call them daily. So it really just depends on which day of the week it is. We could have 150 students in here, or we could have, half of that. And then the school day comes to an end, but we keep on moving. During the seasons of drama club productions, I am the vocal director for the drama club. And so typically from 3 to 5:15-ish, I'll do drama club things like teaching vocals, working with students, prepping auditions, etc. And then at 6 o'clock, my a cappella rehearsals start, and they go from 6 to 9. So we work with Merples and Imics, and those are auditioned a cappella groups. And so typically for me, I'm out of here by about 9:15. I started teaching because of the impact that the music educators and teachers in general had in my life when I was younger. They were so meaningful to me and probably shaped, a lot of the way that I am now as an educator myself. The unique thing that we can do as a group. It's the idea that what we're able to do is only accomplished when you have an awesome group of people together. For me, the most challenging part about being a teacher is the idea of bringing a high level of education to every single student that walks in your door. I deal with a high number of students, and so just making sure that every kid gets an awesome experience every day. And I don't know if that's necessarily a challenge in a negative light, but a challenge that I look forward to. I'm blessed to be their teacher, and I want to make sure that the experience that they get is one that is awesome because the students deserve it. And that's a day in my life.
Great piece on choir director, Mr. Jarufe. Sometimes our crowd needs some direction during our home sporting events.
I agree. The cheerleading team leads to charge and helps pump up our crowds to give us that great home field advantage.
With more on our cheerleading squads, here's another episode of Talking X's and O's with Coach Devere.
Welcome back to another segment of Talking X's and O's. Today we're here with Coach Devere for the Avon Lake Cheer Team, and this segment is sponsored by Lake T Apparel. Lake T Apparel is your one-stop shop for everything Avon Lake. Locally owned with customizable items. They carry the largest variety of Avon Lake themed clothing in town with everything from hoodies to coffee mugs. They are also now the exclusive home of the newly created Sandy Shoregal. Open from 10 to 3 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday and can be located at 150 Lear Road. So go and give them a look for all your Avon Lake gear. All right, and our first question is, for those who might not know, what is the kind of work and preparation that goes into cheering?
So we have a total of 51 girls that are cheerleaders at Avon Lake High School, and in preparation for just like a typical season, Our football girls will start August 1st with regular practices Monday through Friday. That includes some extra time in getting other items prepared for the season. Once we get into school, they're practicing every day after school until games start. And then our freshmen are cheering at games Thursday, varsity Friday, JV Saturday, and then basketball will start in November.
And what kind of responsibilities do the cheerleaders have on like game days?
On game days, they're responsible for arriving on a typical Friday night. Our varsity girls will have a team dinner, typically get to a home game by 5:30, and they're responsible for setting up our flags, the tearaway that the football players are going to run through. They have to make sure that they have everything set up on the track, kind of out of the way of band. There are a lot of other distractions that kind of take place that night, and the girls have to be very aware of it, be warmed up, ready to tumble, and get the crowd going so they can cheer on our shoremen.
And as a player, I know all you do for the players and team, but for those who might not know, what is it that you guys do for the players?
So our captains will basically assign each of the cheerleaders, football players, or in this basketball season, they'll assign the basketball players, and they're making house signs and chalking and toilet papering and painting cars and making locker signs and goodie bags. And the girls do this all on their own time. They do most of this using their own money. It's a pretty big commitment, and there's far more expected of the girls outside of practice time.
And what is like the process going through tryouts, and like what does it take to be a cheerleader?
So starting in April, the girls will basically start filling out information, letting us know what they think they might be interested in cheering for, whether it's football or basketball. They will attend a all-day camp on usually a Saturday or Sunday, where they're learning chants and cheers and practicing the fight song and their jumps. And then they will come to an optional clinic that we'll have, and then it is a full day of tryouts where they try out in groups of 3. They have to go through all their jumps. They have to be able to do the fight song. They get judged on their smile, their volume, how well they know the material. They're required to tumble if they have any tumbling, and it's a pretty nerve-wracking process, even for our girls that have done this since they were in 3rd grade. They're still pretty anxious when they show up.
And what is the culture of being a cheerleader and being a part of the cheer team?
We really encourage a lot of school spirit, community spirit, to be good representatives of our school, of Avon Lake, and really just try to be good stewards of what we stand for as a community and as a school, to be respectful of one another, and really just try to bring a positive impact to our community.
And that wraps up our segment of Talking X's and O's, sponsored by Lake T Apparel.
Well, that's all for us.
Thanks for tuning in, and remember, you can watch this episode and many more on our YouTube channel, with new episodes every week.
And be sure to subscribe and hit that like button. For Anchor News Now, I'm Chloe Beckler.
And I'm Amanda Duffy. See you in the next episode.